Well, hey folks, Real Lawsuit Witch and Riddlins, my review of WWE's Worlds Collide Tournament Special, which was in two parts. You had a part that was on Facebook Live, also on their WWE network, and also like on YouTube. It was YouTube, a whole bunch of like different streaming platforms. And the idea was they started off with a battle royal, then had the first, and then the eliminations, however they happened, determined how the first round went, and then after the first round, you had the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals. But here's how they formatted. On the live stream, they had most of the first round, except one match, most of the quarterfinals, except for one match, and then they had the beginning battle royal to kick off the WWE Network special, that version of it, so that 2 hour special. Then they had the last first round match, the last quarterfinals match, the semifinals, and then the finals. Now, I do want to say there were some pretty good matches in this tournament, including one potential match of the year candidate, or at least will be on my matches of the year list. There were some terrific performances in this. My issue with it is it really was formatted very, very oddly. I mean, the way I explained it to you, does that sound like a strange format and a way to follow it? I know it's to hook people, but they should have started off with the Battle Royal, then done the first round, or at least most of the first round, then had people tune in for that. I don't know. It was just very, very odd the way they did it. However, let's start off with just how they did. This is the YouTube version of it, the version that I saw on YouTube and that they had on Facebook Live and stuff like that. You had Phillips and Byron Saxton on commentary. They were in Phoenix at Rumble Access. That's where all this stuff took place. Shout out to a friend of mine, Catwoman13. She was there for Rumble Access, for TakeOver Phoenix, and for the Royal Rumble. And I know she got to have a blast. She got to meet Finn Balor, so good on you, and I know you had a ton of fun. We then had Mark Andrews and Drew Gulak kick off the first round, and it was okay. It was decent enough. There was some good mat wrestling, as you would expect, by both, actually. Both guys actually did some really, really good mat wrestling. Gulak did ground Andrews. Andrews was able to take to the air a few times, but in the end, there was a sunset roll-up pin out of nowhere, and Gulak advances, which I'm not against necessarily. Andrews is a really good wrestler and a really good high flyer, but I don't think that he is necessarily somebody they're going to push outside of a tag team division for the next, I'd say year plus. But him and Flash Morgan Webster do work really well together. And then we go to Travis Banks and Keith Lee. And Travis Banks was selling a knee injury that he suffered and has been dealing with since TakeOver Blackpool. But Jordan Devlin attacked him in the Battle Royal, which you hadn't seen yet. And then so he's selling this injury of a match, again, you haven't seen yet. It was just really, really weirdly formatted. It was a lot of power and chops from Keith Lee. Banks did hit a couple good moves, including a nice stomp, but he was selling his knee. He did hit a couple good dives, though. And then Keith Lee hit something called a supernova, jackknife type, power maneuver. 1, 2, 3, Keith Lee advances. Travis Banks, I mean, I know that they're eventually going to have him beat Jordan Devlin in this feud, but it's just very, very odd that he's kind of been squashed. Kind of been squashed in a lot of matches. But we then go on to Adam Cole, Bay versus Shane Thorne. Good enough stuff. Cole targeting Shane, yet Shane seemed to be working the heel here, and Cole was more the babyface. To be fair, though, Thorne hasn't really been seen as much of, a threat. I mean, he is a good worker, but the whole thing with, TM61, the Mighty, splitting up and everything when Nick Miller wanted to go home, and all best to him, since he's raising a young kid, good for him. Well, him and his girlfriend or wife are. But there was some good strikes. Shane did come back with some good strikes. You did get some arm focus by Shane, especially targeting the shoulder of Adam Cole. That was some pretty good stuff. There were plenty of super kicks. Cole threw a lot of super kicks in this tournament. There was a night Shane went for a big move off the ropes, super kick, and then the last shot, 1, 2, 3. Not a bad match. It was another one that was okay. Then we get to something that was decent. TJP versus Dominik Dijakovic. I mean, what was wrong with calling him Donovan Dijak? Or just something simple? Why do you guys keep adding shit to his name? I like the guy. I think the guy's very good, but it is what it is. That same friend of mine I shouted out earlier, Catwoman13, got to high five TJP. Really cool to see her on camera. Anyway, power versus speed. Of course, TJP just gets tossed around a bit. He does hit and run. He did a nice STF at one point. But in the end, the Death Valley driver, reverse Death Valley driver into a knee, feast your eyes, 1, 2, 3. Donovan Dijakovic. God, that's such a weird name. Nothing against the guy, just a weird name. He gets victory. So, yeah, he moves on. We get Cedric versus Tyler Bate in the best match of the first round. Great exchanges. Cedric grounding Bate for a while, including using a nice leg submission, nice mat wrestling, apron spot, which is, of course, the hardest part of the ring. Alexander with more groundwork. Nice Spanish fly that he caught, but just for a 2 count. In the end, Tyler hitting some good moves. Hits the Tyler Driver 97 for the 1-2-3, so he advances. And then we go to Tony Nese versus Velveteen Dream in a pretty good first round match. There were some antics with both guys. Of course, both guys posing, stuff like that, especially Nese. Nese does deserve a really good push, and I hope he gets it in 205 Live. The guy is very good and could be a solid Intercontinental title or U.S. title contender if they went that route, if they moved him up to the main roster. Nese did ground Dream, focused on his arm, his neck, and his back, just working him over and stuff like that. There were a good few near falls. Nese did try to go for the running Nese. That didn't work. In the end, Purple Rainmaker, 1-2-3. Dream gets the victory, and he moves on. So then we go to the 3 quarterfinal matches where now Vic has joined Byron on commentary. I guess Tom had some more faces to fuck. Keith Lee versus Adam Cole. Bye. And yeah, I'm trying to come up with different versions of that. And you know what? Derb's a whole lot funnier at that than I am. Keith used his power. He focused on the shoulder. Cole did target the knee. And really was just shocked anytime Keith Lee got back up from a whole bunch of moves. He did have to hit, after a lot of near falls, he had to use a lot of multiple super kicks. I mean, as opposed to a few multiple super kicks. And then he, finally kept Keith Lee down after hitting a Shining Wizard kind of last shot. 1, 2, 3. And there we go with that. That was actually pretty good stuff. So then we get Tyler Bate and Donovan Dijakovic. Donovan using strength, Bate hitting him running. And flip off the ropes, really just impressive for a 6'7" guy to do that. Dominic with a Fosbury flop like AJ Styles used to do in Impact. That was really cool. But in the end, Tyler did manage to hit the Tyler Driver 97 for the win. Dominic Dijakovic. Look, I'm trying not to call him Donovan Dijak. It's really hard. That was good stuff, though. It was really enjoyable. I did have a lot of fun with that match for what it was. We then get Humberto Carrillo, Humberto, I'm just going to call him that, versus Velveteen Dream. Nice arm focus by Humberto. He was grounded for a while, though. There was a chin lock that went on forever, or a variation of a chin lock. And I get it. These guys are working multiple matches in a few hour period. Totally understandable. There was some nice dives by Humberto, but in the end, Dream Valley Driver 1, 2, 3, and that finishes up the YouTube portion. And folks, give me a second to fix my voice. I will be right back. Okay, folks, after that short break, Cedric Alexander versus Tyler Bate was the best match of that, the live stream that they did. And so far, we're getting some decent matches. Nothing great besides Cedric versus Tyler Bate, but still pretty damn fun. And now we're going to move on to the WWE Network portion of it. So again, this is the part where they kind of staggered it all out of control. They had the 15-man battle royal, which determined who would be, whoever won it would actually get a bye into the quarterfinals. And so you had Tyler Bate, Jordan Devlin, Mark Andrews, Travis Banks, Zach Gibson, Humberto Carrillo, Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, TJP, Cedric Alexander. So that was UK first, and then 205 Live, and then these 5 representing NXT, Velveteen Dream, Dominic Dijakovic, such a complicated name, Shane Thorne, Keith Lee, and Adam Cole. Bay. So, who out of that wasn't featured? And I wonder who out of that got the bye. It was Jordan Devlin. It was Jordan Devlin. Let me just make that very clear. Carrillo was gone very, very quickly. So was Gibson, because Gibson kept taunting him and everything, and they would meet in the other first round match we will see a little bit later. Adam Cole gets gone, or Adam Cole doesn't get gone yet. Cedric does get gone pretty quickly. And then Tyler Bate, and then Shane Thorne, and then Adam Cole. So basically the idea is if, one person gets eliminated, you know who's getting eliminated next. Because then their opponent, basically whoever gets eliminated, the first 2, then they face off. Next 2, they face off. And so on and so forth. Gulak does get eliminated. Andrews then gets gone. He gets tossed out by Dominic Dijakovic. Just insane. Just an insane spot. TJP gets eliminated. Well, actually, then first Banks gets eliminated by Devlin and takes out his knee in the match that you hadn't seen yet. And you'll wonder why Banks was selling his damn knee. Keith Lee gets gone. Then Dominic is gone. And they're down to TJP, Nese, Dream, and Devlin. And Somebody yells out from the crowd, anyone but TJP. TJP is a good wrestler in the ring. I mean, outside the ring, okay. You guys want to knock the guy outside the ring. He gets a little weird, let's just say that. And on social media, but again, the guy's pretty damn solid in the ring. I'm just saying, if we want to base it on wrestling. TJP, though, he ends up getting eliminated. Then Tony Nese ends up getting eliminated. Velveteen Dream. And Jordan Devlin is the last one. And he gets a bye into the quarterfinals. So we have the final first round match that we didn't see with the rest of them. So really, again, just all over the place. We get Zach Gibson versus Humberto Carrillo. And it was good speed versus ground game stuff. Gibson's style isn't for everybody. I think Gibson is very good in the ring. I'm not saying I find him totally interesting, but he certainly gets a UK crowd to hate him. I will say that. He is Liverpool's #1 son. Carrillo ends up getting the win here, though. It was nice stuff. It wasn't a terribly long match. I think it might have been the shortest of the first round matches, and maybe that's why they slotted it on here. But still, good enough stuff for what it was. And then we get the final quarterfinal match, Jordan Devlin versus Drew Gulak. One of them got a bye into this match. I wonder who's going to... Devlin won. This was a really strong, good striking match with some good submission skills and stuff like that, and each one trying to top the other. I was very impressed by that. There was this one funny exchange where Devlin yells at Gulak, "You're a punk." He yells back, "No, you're a punk." I don't know why that entertained me, but it just did. Close near falls. But then we get, we get Ireland's call for 1, 2, 3. This had some really good near falls and some really good exchanges. This is one I would encourage you guys check out. Again, don't know why they didn't include the first, maybe the Battle Royal in the first round on the stream, and then the quarterfinals and stuff like that, but I digress. I've said that enough. Then we get Adam Cole versus Tyler Bate in the first semifinal match. Damn good. Very, very good. Very good strikes. Cole working back as a heel. Really fun. Fabulous work by both these guys. Bate does come back with massive strength. It's just amazing how strong that guy is. I've seen Tyler Bate live. Saw him at a Defy Northwest Wrestling show back in August of last year. And it's insane how strong he is. Him and Trent Seven, hell of a tag team. Pete Dunne, hell of a wrestler to watch. Tony Storm, great to watch live also. Walter, by the way, his chops are just as loud as you would, as they sound on TV. Actually, a little louder in person. Ouch. But let's get back to this. This was a really good match, though. Cole and Bate working very well together. The big strong boy versus Adam Cole. Bay. Lots of super kicks, so many super kicks. But in the end, Tyler was able to slap on and hit the Tyler Driver 97 for the 1, 2, 3. And he advances into the finals. And then we get to Velveteen Dream and Jordan Devlin in a pretty good match. The lesser of the two semifinal matches. Dream is also, has ribs taped up and everything. They had been injured earlier in the match. The white ribs, white, tape on his ribs clearly wasn't a target or anything. It was a target. It was totally a target. Devlin did target the ribs for a while. Dream did get grounded. There were some good near falls. There was a very nice snap, back suplex, backdrop suplex as they call it. It kind of reminded me a bit of what Jay White hit. So, the snap Saito suplex. So it was very, very well done. Like Devlin just hating that. Thing of beauty. Devlin is very, very good in the ring and is certainly a big star, for years to come. And not that Dream isn't. Dream certainly is. But for those who were saying, Devlin was just going to be like a mini Balor. It's easy to make that comparison. I joke about the whole mini Balor thing. The guy is his own character, and he is very good and really, really talented in the ring. But in the end, after, some good exchanges and a couple near falls, Purple Rainmaker for the 1, 2, 3, and it is Dream versus Tyler Bate in the finals. Now, I will say, they gave everybody their own entrances and everything and didn't just have them stay out there for the finals. That was pretty nice. And we get Tyler Bate versus Velveteen Dream in what was the match of the tournament. And considering how often these, how much these guys have already wrestled, they went all out, really hit hard, really hit well. This was totally fun. Now, I don't know if they taped this stuff over the course of 2 days. I don't know that. But I can safely say that anything that it's like if they did tape this all in 1 day, credit to all these guys. Credit to these guys anyway, because that's still working with the Battle Royal. Velveteen and Bate had to work 5 times. So that's pretty damn impressive. Dream selling his ribs. Bate did target them. There were some good back and forth exchanges. Really nice, good flowing match. There were a couple lines that I kind of laughed out loud at because Nigel joined Vic for commentary on this one. And actually might have joined him for commentary in the semifinals, but anyway. He did once Tyler hit a European uppercut. He said there's some meat on that European uppercut. Nigel, noticing Tyler's meat. You stop thinking that, people. You stop thinking and being dirty. I run a clean show here. I do not run a clean show here. We get a really nice lion tamer, not just a Walls of Jericho, a lion tamer, where Bate is just like grinding down on Velveteen Dream. Again, stop thinking that. I make myself laugh sometimes. This was really good, submission exchange. Though we get Velveteen Dream managing to get to fight out of it and everything. That was good stuff. We then Bate hits this one headbutt. Just my God, he hits his headbutt, and then Nigel just totally taking the steam out of it. Said, "Look at Bate rubbing his head. Stop that, Nigel. Stop it." So really good stuff though. Close near falls in the end. Purple Rainmaker 1, 2, 3. Velveteen Dream now wins the Worlds Collide tournament and gets to face a champion of his choosing. Now I want to say this much. I already know what champion he's going to choose. If you know what champion he's going to choose, please do not spoil it in the comments. I'm not going to spoil it here. However, I really did enjoy this tournament. Now, not everything was perfect. The format is something that's got to bring the grade down a bit. I mean, I'm sorry, it does. This is no fault of the talents. I will say B. I'll say B. I was entertained by it. It kept me awake. The live stream was good. But again, the format, I almost would have given this an A-, but the format just all weird. The semifinals and the finals did make up for the fact that everything was staggered weird. But still, B, pull above my head. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you thought in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the descriptions. Ben Real Aussie with John Retland, and I will see you soon.